Hello, in this episode we're going to take a backup of a database. This database is a primary database that's in a data guard configuration. So this is the primary. The standby database is on another server. I have created a directory and where I want the backups to go, or the backup sets to go. The database is called SourceDB. So what I want to do here is configure RMAN. I'm not going to use a catalog, so I'm just going to configure the control files themselves, and then I'm going to create a backup. But the key thing here to remember is if you're taking a backup of a primary database, you need to configure your archive log deletion policy to apply to all standby. So let's go ahead and do some of those things right now. RMAN And the first thing I want to do is let's go ahead and configure our retention policy for our archive logs. Configure retention policy to recovery window of 2 days. Now I just made this up. You have more than one option, but I'm just making this up for now. And now I'm going to go ahead and configure the archive log deletion policy to apply on all standby. This is the key element right here. Now let's go ahead and turn on configure control file auto backup on. And let's go ahead and configure parallelism. That's done by first configuring the channels and then configuring parallelism afterwards. So let's go ahead and configure some channels. Configure channel 1, device type, disk format, backup, Now let's go ahead and configure the parallelism. So let's go ahead and configure device type disk parallelism to backup type 2 compressed backup set. Okay, so now let's do a show all. I could have done a show all at the very beginning. I resisted that because I've already run these configuration parameters and you would have already seen them set up properly. But I wanted to record all of the actual configuration commands. So now we can see our man database, or our database, is configured. And the key thing again is to make sure that in a primary database where we have physical standby, we set, and we're taking the backups on the primary, we want to make sure that we set to configure the archive log deletion policy to apply to all standby. So let's go ahead and take a backup now. This is the easy part. Run backup database plus archive log delete all input backup SP file, backup current control file. This doesn't take very long. Okay, it's done. Let's go ahead and do a list backup set. Okay, so we backed up our database, and then once the database was backed up, we backed up our SP file and our control file, and this last one is to a different directory entirely. It is a our our auto backup that we turn on auto backup. So now we're done.